Hello and welcome to Pride of South London Fan TV. Ali here, bringing you my match review of the game between Palace and Manchester United at Selhurst Park, which of course finished 1-0 to Palace. I'm going to start this podcast with a story. I once went on a stag do with a group of Man United fans. The context of that is one of my good friends from university is a Man United fan, one of the proper ones from Manchester, not the fake ones from London. So I was on this stag do with a group of Man United fans, and we got chatting about football. And a few of them were very, very passionate that Wilfried Zaha wasn't good enough for Man United. That's why he left. So I got quite upset about that. So upset. Stag do being a stag do. I felt quite ill. I was so repulsed by their thoughts in a restaurant bathroom. Anyway, I think the moral of the story is that what they meant to say was that actually he's just too good for them, as today proved. Anyway, let's get into it. All the usual features, Vieira's rating and man of the match. And let's start with Vieira's rating. Going to give him an 8. Excited by the front three, like everyone. Raksaki's debut. I thought he did okay. There were some nice moments, some nice touches. He grew into the game. I think he struggled at times with the physicality of the game. And it's going to be interesting what happens to him next season, isn't it? I think he will start with us. I think he'll play a few games in the Carabao Cup. But I think ultimately what he needs is a loan and get some experience of first team football. But again, it was good for him to get his debut on the back of another really good season for him in the academy. I've been asking for Edouard through the middle. A few nice touches. It didn't really come off for him. I think he needs an extended run to really get in his groove. Interesting in Patrick Vieira's post-match interview, he talked actually about how some of the players next season will come from within the squad and who will be with us a little bit longer. So that might be a hint that he hasn't given up on somebody like Edouard. And Will Hughes back after coming off midweek against Everton. I said that if he hadn't come off against Everton, I think we probably would have lost that game. And his calmness was really, really important in this game. And he won that midfield battle. Not that it was hard against the likes of McTominay. McTominay's just bang average, isn't he? I mean, he was giving it to Zaha at one point. It's like, listen, mate, you really are a bang average footballer. Mick Fred, isn't it? McTominay and Fred. Mick Fred, the most comical duo since Jedward. Yeah, I mean, at the back, Joel Ward at centre back, I thought he did well, particularly one good intervention in the second half against Cavani. And it was good to see Vincente Guaita back in goal and a few good saves from him, actually. I have to say, the first half, I don't think it was a vintage Palace performance today, like some of our other performances, like Arsenal at home, for example. It was a fantastic result today, but not one of our vintage performances. Where, to sum up, we had 38% possession today. And I felt like in the first half, it needed a moment. And I felt like one of the teams was going to have to come up with a moment of quality and that the first goal was going to be really important. And of course, that came from Wilfried Zaha in around the 37th minute. And then we took the lead going into half time. And then we come out of the second half. And yeah, I thought United were growing into the game a bit. And then we had a few moments. And then he brought on Kiate and moved us to a back three. And for me, to be honest with you, it didn't really work. I felt like we sat back a bit. We had Edouard and Zaha up top. And then we had Eze come on for Edouard. And like Zaha and Eze were in like these false 9 positions. And I felt like we sat back and allowed United to come on to us a little bit in the last 20. And I think if it had been a better Man United team, they might have punished us. But it wasn't a better Man United team. It was a poor Man United team, and hasn't it been glorious to watch United season unfold? I think, you know what, in particular, I think watching Fernandes today, is he a bit of a fraud? He just ghosted around. Not that I'm particularly bothered, but is his reputation too much? Is he part of the problem? I just felt like he's carried a bit in that midfield. But anyway, yeah. So I think Vieira definitely an 8, and what a season it's been. You know, I mean, disappointment in the week losing out to Everton, and you know we lost top 10 on Thursday night, but today it was fantastic to finish what's been overall a really good season on a high. We would have all taken it at the start of the season, wouldn't we? What with all the people predicting us to go down and everything. 12th solid league position, FA Cup semi-final, but the transition in style. But I'm just so excited for next season. And Vieira's speech, I think, was brilliant today. at the end of the game, saying he's going to set the ambitions even higher. Can we bring 1 or 2 more players in to add to it? It's going to be an interesting summer indeed, and a lot of stories going to be going on around. I'll be doing some transfer videos in the summer. But yeah, fantastic. I'm going to give Vieira an 8 today. Man of the match, I want to obviously pay tribute to Conor Gallagher. He really was running around second half. It showed us again how good he is at the high press. No real spectacular moment, but I think next season we'll miss him. What's going to happen? Who knows? I mean, I sense that he'll go back to Chelsea. It's hard to really gauge what will happen there with the situation at Chelsea, with the change in ownership and all of that. And do you know what? I think a lot of the transfer story is going to unfold in the last week of the window, because there's going to be a few players who will go back to their clubs or see where the land lies with their clubs. But in that last week before the window slams shut, there's going to be a few players panicking because they will want to be playing first team football, with the World Cup being in December this year. So I think the Gallagher story might rumble through the summer. Who knows where it's going to go? I sense he'll be at Chelsea, but you don't know. And if he isn't at Chelsea, we're obviously, I think, in a very, very good position to be picking him up. But man of the match, Wilfried Zaha. Like I said, I felt the game needed a moment of quality, and that moment of quality came from Wilf. Brilliant, absolutely brilliant. He's liking his back to goal and turning and spinning kind of goals at the moment. And he showed Man United what they missed out on. And check that video out, my first ever video on the channel, Wilfried Zaha, a Man United flop, exposing the myth. He's done it again. 14 Premier League goals as well from Wilfried Zaha this season. Not bad for a player with no end product. Anyway, that's it from me. It's been a fantastic season. Thank you everybody for watching and commenting and liking the videos through the season. As I said, I'll be back in the summer with some transfer videos, possibly do a season review. As well, let me know in the comments who your man of the match was. Let me know in the comments what you think about the transfer window. Who should we go for? Wan-Bissaka's a name coming up. Do you want him back? Let me know in the comments what you think about that one. And as always, if you've liked what you've seen, press the subscribe button. But we are finishing the season glad all over.